I thought my brother was dead, but finding him pulled me into a world of lies, a ruthless organization, and a dangerous secret that could change everything we knew about our past, our family, and the fight for survival. The rain pounded against the windshield as I drove down the winding road, my hands gripping the steering wheel tighter with each passing mile. The clock on the dashboard read 2:47 a.m. I should have turned back hours ago, but something kept pushing me forward. The call I received earlier that night had changed everything. "You don't know me, but you need to listen. Your brother is alive." Those words echoed in my head over and over. My brother, Liam, had been missing for 5 years. We had given up hope, held a funeral, and tried to move on. But now, a stranger was telling me he was alive? It didn't make sense. The voice on the other end of the call had given me an address, an old, abandoned motel just outside the city limits. No explanations, no details, just a time and place. And against all logic, here I was, following a lead that could very well be a cruel joke. The neon sign flickered as I pulled into the cracked parking lot. The building looked like it hadn't been used in years. A single light glowed in one of the windows. I took a deep breath, grabbed the flashlight from the glove compartment, and stepped out of the car. The air smelled of damp earth and something else, something metallic. Blood? I hesitated before walking toward the room, my heart pounding in my ears. As I reached the door, I saw that it was slightly ajar. I pushed it open slowly, the hinges creaking in protest. The room was dark except for a lamp on the nightstand. The bed was unmade, and on the table sat an old cassette recorder. Next to it, a note in shaky handwriting. "Play me." With trembling fingers, I pressed play. The tape crackled before a familiar voice filled the room. "If you're hearing this, it means they found me." I stumbled back, my breath catching in my throat. It was Liam's voice. "I don't have much time. They've been watching me, and if you're here, they are watching you too. You need to leave. Now. Don't trust." The recording cut off with a sharp click. A sudden noise from outside made my blood run cold. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Coming closer. My instincts screamed at me to run, but my body refused to move. Then, the door slammed shut behind me, and I knew I wasn't alone. I spun around, my pulse hammering in my ears. The room suddenly felt smaller, the dim light casting long, eerie shadows along the walls. My breath hitched as I saw a figure standing near the door, cloaked in darkness. "Who are you?" I managed to whisper, my voice barely audible over the storm outside. The figure stepped forward, revealing a hooded man, his face hidden beneath the shadow of his jacket. "You need to leave. Now." "Not until you tell me what's going on," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. "Where is Liam? What happened to him?" The man exhaled sharply. "There's no time for that. They'll be here any minute. If you want to live, you have to trust me." My mind raced. The voice on the tape, the cryptic warning, and now this stranger telling me to run. It was all too much. But something in his tone, the urgency in his stance, told me he wasn't lying. I hesitated for only a moment before nodding. "Okay." He moved quickly, grabbing my wrist and leading me toward the back of the motel room. He shoved a piece of old furniture aside, revealing a hidden door in the wall. "This leads to the old maintenance tunnels. They haven't been used in years. We can escape through here." I swallowed hard, my heartbeat erratic. "Who are you?" He looked at me, his face still partially obscured. "A friend. Someone who doesn't want you to end up like your brother." That was all the explanation I needed. Without another word, I stepped through the hidden doorway, plunging into the darkness beyond. And that's when the gunshots rang out. The deafening echo of gunshots sent a jolt of fear through my body. The stranger pushed me forward into the tunnel, slamming the hidden door shut behind us. The sound of footsteps rushing into the motel room sent a fresh wave of panic through me. "Move," he hissed, pulling me deeper into the darkness. The narrow tunnel was damp, the air thick with the scent of mildew and rust. My breathing was ragged as I stumbled forward, barely able to see in the dim light filtering through cracks in the walls. "Who are they?" I whispered, struggling to keep up. "Who's after me?" "Not now," he muttered. "We need to put as much distance as possible between us and them." I wanted to argue, to demand answers, but the urgency in his tone silenced me. The tunnel twisted and turned, the walls narrowing with each step. The sound of voices echoed behind us, sending shivers down my spine. After what felt like an eternity, We emerged into an abandoned storage room. Dust covered the floor, and old crates and broken furniture were scattered around. The stranger pulled a flashlight from his pocket and swept it across the room. "We should be safe here for a few minutes," he said, his voice still tense. He turned to face me, finally lowering his hood.
I sucked in a sharp breath. I knew him. No.
I whispered, my knees nearly giving out. That's not possible.
It was Liam.
His face was leaner, more angular, with scars tracing along his jawline, but there was no mistaking my brother's piercing green eyes.
Liam.
I choked, my voice barely above a whisper. How?
We thought you were dead.
He gave a small, bitter smile. I should be.
But I escaped. And now, they want me back.
Tears stung my eyes, but confusion and fear kept them at bay.
Who are they?
What happened to you? Liam glanced toward the door, his expression hardening.
I don't have much time to explain. But you were never supposed to come looking for me.
Now that you're involved, they won't stop until they have us both. I swallowed hard, my mind spinning. Then tell me what's going on. I deserve to know. Liam hesitated before finally nodding.
Fine.
But once you know, there's no going back.
He took a deep breath before speaking.
Dad wasn't who we thought he was. He worked for them, an organization buried so deep in the government that even mentioning its name could get you killed. When he found out something he wasn't supposed to, he tried to run.
And they made him disappear. Just like they tried to do to me. I felt like the floor was tilting beneath me.
Dad, is he dead?
Liam's expression darkened. I don't know.
But I do know one thing, they won't let us go now that you know the truth. A loud bang from above made us both freeze. Dust rained down from the ceiling as footsteps echoed through the floorboards.
They had found us.
Liam grabbed my hand, his grip tight. We need to run.
Now.
Without hesitation, I followed him, plunging into the unknown, knowing that my life would never be the same again. We burst through a rusted metal door at the end of the storage room, stepping into an alleyway dimly lit by flickering streetlights. The rain had slowed, but the cold air bit at my skin. Liam didn't slow down. He pulled me forward, weaving through the maze of backstreets like he had memorized every turn. Where are we going? I asked between breaths. Somewhere safe, he muttered. They won't stop hunting us until they have what they want. And what do they want?
My voice cracked as I stumbled over a loose brick.
Liam hesitated before answering.
Me. And now, you. His words made my stomach turn.
I had unknowingly stepped into a war I didn't understand, and now my life depended on staying ahead of people I had never even met.
We turned a corner and came to an abrupt stop.
3 black SUVs were parked along the street, their tinted windows reflecting the dim light.
My heart pounded as Liam pulled me into a shadowed doorway.
They are here, he whispered. We have to be smart. The vehicle's doors opened in unison, and 4 men in dark suits stepped out, their movements sharp and precise. They carried no visible weapons, but something about them screamed danger. One of them, a tall man with slicked-back hair, scanned the alleyway. Liam, he called out, his voice smooth and unsettling. You've been running long enough.
You know this ends tonight. Liam tensed beside me.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
The man smirked. Come on now. You know you can't win.
Just hand over what you took, and this can all be over.
My breath caught.
What did you take?
Liam's jaw clenched.
Something they shouldn't have. The man sighed, then nodded toward his men.
Fine.
Have it your way. Before I could react, Liam grabbed my hand and pulled me into a sprint as the men surged forward. The alleyway erupted into chaos as we ran for our lives, footsteps pounding behind us, getting closer by the second. Liam collapsed onto the boat's deck, breathing heavily. I rushed to his side, panic flooding through me. You're bleeding too much. We need to stop it.
He gave me a weak smile. I've had worse.
Just get us out of here. I took the controls, steering us into the misty river. The city lights faded behind us, swallowed by the night. I didn't know where we were going, but as long as we were moving, we had a chance. Liam, we can't keep running forever, I said softly.
He sighed. I know. That's why we're not running.
We're going to end this.
I stared at him. How? He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small USB drive. This.
It has everything, their names, their operations, their secrets. We take it public, and they lose their power.
I took a deep breath. Then let's do it. Together.
Liam smiled, gripping my hand. Together. As the sun rose, painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson, I felt something I hadn't in a long time. Hope. The boat cut through the still waters, the sound of the engine muffled by the dense morning fog.
My grip on the wheel tightened as I tried to process everything.
The weight of the USB drive in my pocket felt heavier than it should have. Liam coughed, pressing a blooded cloth against his side. We need to reach the drop point before they do. Where is it? A safe house just past the eastern docks. Someone I trust will be waiting. I nodded, increasing our speed. The sky was beginning to brighten, but I couldn't shake the feeling that we weren't alone.
A faint hum echoed in the distance. I turned my head sharply.
Liam, we have company. A black speedboat emerged from the mist, its sleek frame cutting through the water with terrifying precision.
Liam groaned.
They never give up. I yanked the wheel to the side just as a shot rang out, splintering the wooden railing inches away.
My heart pounded.
We're sitting ducks out here. Liam reached for a flare gun stashed under a seat. Then let's make some noise. He fired, the flare streaking into the sky, burning red against the dawn. The speedboat swerved as the men on board momentarily flinched.
Liam grabbed my arm. Full speed. Now. I pushed the throttle forward.
The engine roared, the boat surging ahead. The wind whipped through my hair as adrenaline coursed through my veins.
Another gunshot. Then another. Water sprayed up around us as bullets barely missed their target.
Almost there.
Liam shouted over the chaos.
The outline of an old warehouse came into view. A figure stood at the edge of the dock, waving frantically.
That's our contact. Get us as close as you can.
I veered sharply, bringing the boat alongside the dock just as more bullets rained down. Liam jumped out first, grabbing my hand and hauling me onto the platform. The stranger ushered us inside, slamming the heavy door shut behind us. You brought trouble, he muttered, pulling back his hood. My breath hitched.
It was someone I never expected to see again. Dad.
Liam's expression was unreadable as our father stepped forward. His once familiar face was hardened by time, his eyes filled with the weight of unspoken truths.
No time for reunions, he said. You have something that can bring them down. Are you ready to use it? Liam and I exchanged a look. For the first time, we weren't running.
Yes, I said, gripping the USB tightly. Let's finish this.